I constantly would like to know who represents us in the United States Congress. I want to know what they are doing, and I want to know what they stand for, and I want to know that they are doing everything in their right mind and standing up for what they believe in, um, and holding their values true. There's a high possibility that since there are no term limits in place on Congress, that the effects of old age like Alzheimer's and dementia will be affecting our government. According to Mike Kim, who owns the pharmacy that hand delivers prescriptions to Congress, he said that he is constantly refilling prescriptions for the drugs that treat Alzheimer's for the members of Congress. There might be members of Congress making major decisions for our country who don't remember what they had for lunch that day or don't remember the day before, or just are losing parts of their mind. Many times young interns are the ones who are making the decisions for the congressmen, and for our country. Right now, we have a Congress with one of the oldest age averages in history. Our Congress is very old right now. There may also be a problem that is not age related, but that develops once you are in power. Dr. Keltner, a Berkeley professor at the University of California, said that subjects under the influences of power acted as if they had suffered a traumatic brain injury, becoming more impulsive, less risk aware, and crucially less adapt to seeing things from other people's point of view. So basically, once they get in power, they completely change their ways. They don't do the things that we voted them in to do. They just fly by the seat of their pants. The last major problem that I think that we have when you are in power for so long is there's a high possibility of becoming politically corrupt. Lobbyists with large amounts of money to spend are more likely to persuade older members of Congress to compromise their values. Having been in Congress for so many years, you're going to develop the tendency to form a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours type of relationship. So, hey, you do this for me, and then I'll do this for you, and then they aren't staying true to their beliefs and values. I think that the only way we can be sure that there are not members of Congress who are mentally unstable or corrupt is to put term limits in place. Then we can either re-elect members or replace members who don't seem to have it all there. Without limits, members may be continuing to make major decisions without remembering it for, years and years and years and years to come. There's no end. Anyone who is truly trying to bring good change to our country, I think, should be open to term limits. Many polls recently have shown that around 70% or more of voters would like term limits put in place. And this isn't a very widely discussed topic. In 1994, the Republican platform did include legislation for term limits, but it was voted down. So after that, it got really quiet. Nobody really talked about term limits until it was brought up again in 2007 in a paper called A More Perfect Constitution, written by Larry Sabato, who was a professor of political science at the University of Virginia. Like many other American citizens these days, I believe and I strongly feel that term limits need to be seriously discussed again and put in